Hello, friends. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley. And if you missed the Wolfman's call this past week, you missed some good shows, some great information, and awesome guests. Starting out with Frank Fear, kicking off the Frank Fear Hour. And then Darryl Prue came in and told everybody that WVU Hoops should hire within. Well, they did. And Jeffries from the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame stopped by, talked to us about Aaron Beasley, Jim Carlin, and Randy Moss being up for the Hall of Fame. Justin Marcum came in from the donors side, talking about You Make the Call. They had some great guests as well as the Fabulous Five, a man named Reno, the Ranger Mav. Good stuff with that. Great discussion with Bob Huggins. And, of course, Scott Howley, the son of Chuck Howley, came in and talked about Chuck Howley getting introduced to the 2023 Hall of Fame, how it's going down. And last but not least, Allan Johnson, National Strength and Conditioning Hall of Fame, came in and has a new series called Development, man. It's going to be every single week. Hey, if you missed it, here's a taste of the Wolfman's Call, Monday through Thursday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Roll it! So that everybody can see it. The band of brothers then and now, 66 to 70 Mountaineers. Frank, I mean, honestly, man, is the book is just absolutely Frank Fear fantastic.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Got it, man.
I appreciate the promotion. And I'll tell you what, I'm charged up over this new sponsor. Boom.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean?
Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, you're a lot smarter than everybody told me about. Those 66 to 70 guys, they all think they're smart. They're not that smart.
They all love you, Wolfman. I went back and looked at the history books, Wolfman.
Yeah.
It's not the first time the feds have gotten involved. The feds first got involved in 1905. Theodore Roosevelt was worried about, he was a big sports fan, and he was worried about college football. This number, it blew my mind. Between about 1885 and about, 1905, almost 400 young men died on the football
What's your
field.
take? Where do you think this team is at? You've heard Ren Baker talk. You've probably heard all the fans and what they want. And there are some options here for the Mountaineers, though, as they go forward. What are you hearing? What's your ear to the ground? What are you thinking?
I think, it's a very unfortunate situation. You never, I don't care if I don't like anyone. You don't want nobody to go down like that. You want to go on your own terms because we all going to get older. You know what I mean? So, even the young people going to get older. They're going to, one day they might be in the same boat. Stuff happens. But I think as fans of WVU, I think we should pump the brakes a little bit. Don't panic. You know what I mean? I think they should hire within.
Yes, if you just go to footballfoundation.org, you'll see a tab at the top that says join a chapter or become involved. For $60, you can get a 1-year membership. For $150, you can get a 3-year membership. Or if you feel so inclined, you can do a $1,000 lifetime membership. But I think at the end of the day, the voting on the College Football Hall of Fame, obviously it's a great perk. But when you join an NFF chapter, it really gives you the opportunity to take on our mission here at the national office and work on that on a grassroots level. And you really have direct impact to the parents, the coaches, the teachers, and your direct community. And that's really the most important thing. Our chapters alone gave out $1 million in scholarships last year. Yeah. And I mean, what a better thing to do in the state of West Virginia when there aren't, a whole lot of people like together and give out scholarships.
It's that lack of, I don't want to say maturity, but that lack of depth that Mike's talking about. And the lack of having people here for a couple of years. I mean, 2 years, some of these players are coming in. West Virginia, we're known. I mean, we keep players and develop them for 3, 4, and 5 years back in the day when we were winning the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, when we were pulling out those wins. It's because we have people who understood our culture, who were engaged, and who bought into the fact that, hey, this is West Virginia, this is blue-collar country, and we're going to do what our coaches say. We're going to work out, and then they start to buy into the bigger program and that bigger message that's being taught from, like I said, from Stu, from Rich Rod, from all of the, from Coach Needle.
What do you think of Chad Scott, Wolfman? I like him, but I'm not sure he is ready to be the OC. You think he'll be okay? Most importantly, will Neil let him do his job? What do you think of Chad Scott, Wolfman? I like him, but I'm not sure he is ready to be the OC. You think he'll be okay? Most importantly, will Neil let him do his job? So Chad Scott, yeah, I think he can, first of all, be ready. I think this is his wheelhouse. I think getting in there and using an offensive line and tight ends and wide receivers to establish a running game. Because anytime you can establish a running game, you have an advantage in the passing game. Because they have to invest in stopping the running game, which opens up the passing game. So maybe I can make up for that way. But that is right there is fast, athletic. I mean, I can't say enough. Obviously, the young man cover him. That's Scott.
You are in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
I thought I was going to, I really did. I thought I was going to have to, I could just kind of hang back in the wings and they said, have you got your speech prepared? I go, wait, what? And they go, yeah, you have to give a 3-minute speech about your dad. And it's like, okay, you didn't tell me that before. They go, yeah, we kind of didn't want to scare you too bad. And so I wrote my speech and I submitted it to the Hall of Fame for review, and I'm waiting to hear back on any edits that they may need me to do.
It's a really complicated situation, and I don't want to be biased one way or the other. But
all right, so you want to ride the fence?
I'm not sure yet. I'm riding the fence right now. Yeah, I think it's a touchy subject.
Reno, go ahead.
It's a good answer for a young guy.
Yeah.
But, I got to recommend. I mean, I'm not saying he should do this, but he's not about the money that he has. It's about the influence that
development.
He brings.
What is development, Sir Allan Johnson?
Well, tell you what, Wolf, it entails. Great question. It entails a lot of different facets of training, a system. I mean, the 6 things that jump off the page to me as a former strength conditioning coach. The things that make up the components of physical performance are 1, strength. When you think of strength, I mean, that's picking up heavy things every day, picking up heavier objects. This increases your work capacity. I'm talking about lifting, pushing, pulling, carrying. Good question. Assisted chin-ups, assisted dips, machines. You're talking about machines that are adaptable. Lat pull-downs, machines where you can possibly assisted to get under them, like to do a chest press or do a shoulder press. Things like that. The one thing people miss, Wolf, is grip strength. The stronger my hands are, a direct correlation. If my hands stay strong, my shoulders stay strong.
But what I really love is when I see the game and I see an offensive coordinator really cooking, and he unlocks the defense, and because they're questioning, because you're setting them up, and then there you go, the double move, right? So that's what I love. And when you want to talk about Gallagher, now listen, I'm like this. Rodney Gallagher is a freshman. He is so talented, and probably the biggest recruit of that class. And when I say that, I mean it. But at the same time, he's just a freshman, and I don't want to throw anything on him. Just like with C.J. Donaldson last year, I thought Neil Brown handled it with expertise to bring him in the way he brought him in, and there wasn't a whole bunch of hype, there wasn't a whole bunch of pressure on him, and he kept advancing in camp, and that's how he succeeded to the Pitt game through the rest of his 6 games after that. I will say this: be careful for what you wish for, and I'm going to say that to President Gee, and I'm going to say that to the administration, to the board. Be careful what you wish for, because when you move the old guard out, Bob Huggins moving out, there goes, cancer money, research money going into there. There goes that. When you move out, I mean, there was $24 million in that basketball facility. What about the radio show? Bob Huggins' radio show that generated. What about that? How do you think the people at Keglers feel that Bob Huggins is out? I mean, money. All this is got the ripple effect we're talking about. So be careful what you wish for.